This video will show you how to register for classes. The first thing you want to do is go to the EIU website, which is just simply www.eiu.edu. When you get to the Eastern web page, under the Current Students heading, you'll want to choose PAWS. On the next screen, choose Log into PAWS, and then enter your ID and password. Okay, after you've entered your information, just click on the Login button. This will bring you to the main menu of PAWS. From the main menu, let's choose Student. And now on the next screen, we'll choose Registration. This will bring up the sexual harassment policy for the university. Just scroll to the bottom of your screen and click the Continue button. Now then, on the registration screen, let's choose Look Up Classes. And then you want to set the term that you plan to add the classes, and then click your Submit button. On this next screen, you're going to see where PAWS lists all the subjects of the classes that are taught here at Eastern. All we have to do at this screen is click your Advanced Search button. Now on this next screen, you'll see that more attributes are available for you to choose from. You have the subject, but now you also have the course number, the title, schedule type, and so forth. That's why we clicked the Advanced Search button, so we could access these additional attributes. Now this is how we recommend that students conduct their search. Next to the subject box, just select all the subjects. So highlight everything from accounting all the way down to women's studies. Now if you are interested in finding a class that meets at a specific location, down here next to attribute type, you can specify which location you would like to take your classes in. So I'm just going to use Champaign as an example. So I have selected meets in Champaign. Now those are the only attributes I'm going to set. But by just setting a specific location for the attribute type and then selecting all the subjects, I'm narrowing my search down to only looking at the classes that will be delivered to this specific off-campus location, yet I want to see all subjects that will be delivered to that site. So then in the lower left-hand corner, just click your Section Search button. Now that will bring up all the classes that are going to be offered at that location, and they are listed in alphabetical order. If you would like to register for a class, you just simply click in the box below the Select column, and that will choose that class. If you see the letter C, that means that the class is closed, so it's already full, so you would not be able to add the class. After you've gone through and you've made all your selections, you've checked all the classes that you would like to add, then at the bottom of your screen, you'll see a Register button, and you would click the Register button to add the class or classes. Now there's something I want to tell you too. Before you register for classes, it's a good idea to read course descriptions. So below the CRN column, you'll see all the CRN numbers for each class. To find the description, just click the CRN number and then click on View Catalog Entry, and that will take you to a brief description, a catalog description of that particular class. If the class has a prerequisite, it will be named at the end of the course description. And it's always a good idea to view the course description and look for prerequisites. So that's how you'll do that. Now the next thing I'd like to show you is how you can narrow your search to look only at the classes that will be delivered online. Again, we want to click the Advanced Search button, and then when we get to all the attributes, you'll highlight all the subjects again, and then for schedule type, you'll select Internet. And those are the only two things you're going to set to look at the online courses. However, again, by setting just those two attributes, we're narrowing our search down to looking only at the Internet classes this time. However, again, we want to see all subjects that will be delivered by Internet. And then we'll click our Section Search button in the lower left-hand corner, and then that will bring up the listing of the Internet classes. Now after you've made all your selections and you've registered for your classes, if you would like to view your schedule, in the top right hand corner of your screen, just click the Return to Menu button, or the link, and then you can choose Student Detail Schedule, and then that will bring up your current schedule, and that's how you can find your classes that you've registered for. So that's how you do it.